how to deal with a business crisis. Is it at all possible to prepare for something like this? We're going to talk about it right now on the Biz Talk. Ooh, preparation is everything. That's my line. That's what I'm going with, and I'm finished. Preparation is everything.
Cool.
We're done.
Mm-hmm.
I think every third episode we do that little bit of I'm done.
Pretty sure it's every episode.
I know, and I think I'm not over it. I'm gonna keep doing it.
We'll never be over it.
We're never gonna be over it
because we're 5.
That's being very generous. I think we do that one too. We always say that we're 5, and then
the age
we'll just
change.
keep rolling with it. So, preparing, for a business crisis. Now, the reason why I'm talking about a business crisis is because the next time this rolls around, and it will, and that's a guarantee, right now we're dealing with the coronavirus and what it's caused to businesses all over the world. It's had so much damage. It's insane. Is there any possible way to prepare for that? The next one, whatever that is, what are some things that we can do? I just want to talk about, taking this as an opportunity to sort of reflect and see, okay, could I have done X, Y, and Z? So when we get out of this, what am I going to do to prepare? I think that's a healthy exercise. It's not like, I don't want people to hammer on themselves and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't do this. I think that's business in general. You make mistake after mistake after mistake, or you just don't know, and then you discover through experience, and then you say, okay, the next time I'm going to do, X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And so that's kind of, I want to keep it very positive, and very constructive. I think that's very important, and not have people feel depressed, because I think that could be huge and easy to do right now. But
right.
Tracey, did you do anything when you were a salon owner? Did you ever think about if the S hits the fan, I need to make sure of this, or financially to be prepared? Is there anything that you did you even think out that far?
For me, I think it was more about if I break my arm, because there's things that happen as a tech that that happens, you can't work. So
that's the same thing.
Yeah. So yes, in that way, yes, because you have to kind of think about what does that look like? Do I have a month or 2 buffer? I had one of the girls, she broke her leg. Our place was upstairs. And I was able to say, don't worry about rent, but I had those buffers put in place. I could have told her, if you want to keep your table, you have to pay your rent, but I didn't want to do that to her.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, those kind of things, hairdressers, nail techs should be thinking about.
I didn't even think about that. Your hands are your probably your greatest assets, right? If you don't have that, that could put you out of business.
Oh yeah, when I go snowboarding, I'm like, I could break my leg, but I can't break my hand.
Yeah,
because I'll hobble upstairs if I have to.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That's really the same thing that I'm talking about. It doesn't matter. In this case right now, it's the coronavirus, right? That's forcing us. But you could walk outside, fall down, and break your wrist, and then what are you gonna do?
Nothing you can do about that.
Right. You have to heal, wait it out. But the thing is, you said the word buffer.
Right.
And I think it's really important for people to understand you've got to have some kind of buffer in place.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether that's 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, you really need that set. And then if things go bad, which in business, it's almost a guarantee at some point something is going to happen.
Absolutely. Definitely.
And you really...
Some kind of struggle, whether it's financially or physically or whatever it can be.
Anything. And this is why, I always say business is so hard because, first of all, you're trying to just turn a profit. Building the business itself is insanely difficult and very challenging on its own. that is really hard. Now it's like, well, after I start making money, I now have to prepare financially. I have to start like making sure if I break my arm, I have to prepare for those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's so freaking hard. It's almost like, you know, it's one thing after another, which is also why you really have to love what you do to deal with all the madness of being a business owner.
So true.
You really do. You have to love it.
Yeah, because, you know, if you're an employee, there's benefits to being an employee sometimes. I've owned my businesses, and there's, you know, something like this happens, and I'm like, it's Habib's problem.
Yes, it is.
You share the problem, but
yes, you do.
But you know, when you are the owner, and especially if you do have employees or booth renters, and you know, one thing that I don't know why this came to mind, you know, that I could think of is like, what if, you know, the salon says we want you to keep working, or you know, like there's so many different things, or you know, you're kind of. Yeah, I don't know. It's just there's so many different things that can happen.
There are, and I always am very conscious of that, just because in the process of building Young Nails, we went through so many insane times and like hit the wall so many times and just got like so many unexpected things happen. And so now, like when this crisis hit, you know, the coronavirus, when it hit, of course I was concerned and I was worried, but like I've been planning for the unexpected for a very, very long time. And so like I have things in place, and I have backups in place to make sure that, you know, if something like this happens, which it is happening, that we can survive, and that, you know, I don't have to lay off employees. And right now, we haven't had to lay off a single employee, and I'm super, super proud of that, you know, and keep them going, allowing them obviously to work from home as much as humanly possible. And along that point of what you were saying, Trace, of like, you know, if some salons forcing nail techs to work right now, I mean, that's a crazy, insane, I think there needs to be a lot of conversation, you know, like I tried to go around and talk to everybody, and it's like, you know, if you have any, like, because there are certain people that will pop in, mostly everybody's working from home right now, but like to pop in and like if they have to grab something or if we have to shoot something real quick, and obviously we're keeping our distance and being very conscious of that, but if you're uncomfortable, do not come in. You know, if you have any fear, don't come in. Just it's okay. You know what I mean? But the reason all those things are okay, and the reason why, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm relaxed right now, but I'm not like this crazy pent up, stressed out person, is because I have prepared for this, you know, and when things are good, that is when you have to prepare. And that's what I've done. You know what I mean? So like over the last 3 years, you know, our business has been growing, and it has been good. And I celebrate those things, but I don't overboard celebrate. And it's like, yo, dollar bills, and like, you know, going crazy and up in the club, everybody
stop it.
Popping bottles.
Oh no.
You know what I mean? I'm not going that far.
It's like your grandpa talking about it.
I know. I'm old. But instead it has been, okay, things are good. Okay, let me make sure this, let me make sure that, let me put backups here. You know, if we have any debt, let me pay it down. Let me build up reserves because our business needs it. We have too many people dependent, our employees, distributors, everybody. We have to stay alive.
Right.
And so that's the attitude I take. And I think it's the attitude that a lot of nail professionals, you know, should try to take.
Yeah. And I would say that, you know, if you're sitting there and you're like, you know what, I didn't plan for this. It's okay. We've all been there. We've all had that moment when we're like, oh, everything was going so well, and I maybe extended myself a little too far, or I just didn't have the buffer that I, you know, as long as you're taking this experience and learning from it, you know, you'll come out the other side. Trust me, I've been in those places where I lost everything and I come out the other side and then go, okay, how can I make this better the next time? And that's where you can like start planning those buffers and stuff for hopefully nothing like this, but just in case you break your arm or something.
The only reason I was able to prepare for this is because I've been unprepared in the past.
Right.
That's the only reason. So like I didn't come out of the gate in business like, oh, I'm Mr. Prepared guy. I'm prepared for this and that, and I'm prepared for no. Like I got slammed in the face. I got knocked on the ground. Like I got destroyed, and our company got destroyed. And then it's like, and it was like just unexpected things that happened that wasn't my fault or anybody's fault. It's just life and business life. And like right now, the coronavirus, it's nobody's fault, right? Like it just happened to our businesses and we have to deal with it. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like that happened. And then I was like, okay, now I see, like this is business. There's unexpected. I got to prepare for it. So
it happens.
To your point, Tracy, I don't want people to feel bad.
Right.
That's not the point of this. The point of this is like, let's talk, let's communicate about it. Let's put it out in the open. And it's like you said, if it happened, it's okay. Just, when things get better, because they're going to get better and we're going to recover from this. And, when your salon is back at that point and when things are good, that's the time to think about it and go, okay, I'm going to take X amount of dollars and I'm going to put it away.
Yeah. Or maybe,
build reserve.
What we tend to do sometimes is like we start, easing up on the work if we can, maybe put a couple more hours in and get that little buffer that you need. Exactly.
Like maybe you add in that, like, okay, I've got 2 weekly buffer clients, whatever that is, right?
Yeah.
These are my 2 clients. I'm going to call them Buffer, and everything they pay me is going into a buffer account, Buffy and Buffer, and it's going into an account, and I'm just going to, it doesn't even exist.
Yep.
I'm going to put in those couple hours, whatever it is, 2-3 hours a week, and that's just keep putting it away.
Yeah. Just don't tell your husband about it.
Just don't tell him. Don't tell Tracy about it either, because she'll spend your money.
I'll spend your money.
She'll spend your money. Shoes is what she will do.
Shoes, definitely.
So that, I think, is the message for today, and would love to know your thoughts. Put it in the comments below. How have you prepared? If any of you have prepared for anything like this, what have you done? Put it in the comments so that we can see. Other people can learn from it, and even for us to see it and learn from it. And Tracy, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Biz Talk.